Did you ever know that you're my hero? You're everything I wish I could be. I can fly higher than an eagle. Because you, Danielle Massey, are the wind beneath my wings. So true. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here. Hello, Trent Simpson and Shannon Ward 94 and Jack Watson. Everybody else, thank you. 97.5 thousand people. Please help us beat the algorithm. If we can get to 100K, things actually get better for us because we are, how shall I say, the full weight of the algorithm now works in our favor, not against us. That YouTube has three different levels, 1,000, 10,000, and 100,000. And so the difference with the algorithmic favoring of your content from 1,000 to 10,000 is massive. The difference between 10,000 and 100,000 is massive. Good morning, the Angry Viking Therapist. Good morning, Mad Kelp. However, from 10,000 to 97,000, it's the same, yo. It's the same. Just ordered 2 Bearfacts. Bless you, Jade Dubs. Handmade, made in America, guaranteed forever. The best freaking IFAC on the planet. Guaranteed. If you disagree, tell that to Special Forces, because they don't. Appreciate you, bro. I really do. Plus, you're supporting American small businesses and multiple families when you purchase those. Thank you very much. So, help us defeat the algorithm and get to 100K. Mucho apreciado. If you're lurking in the shadows, don't. Hollow Points fix that. I love it when people are like, this guy always shows his gun on the live streams. It's like, yeah, because I can. It's my show. You make a show, do whatever you want to do. Do you recommend USCCA insurance? Sure, go for it. For the $10 a month it's going to cost you, yes, go for it. Please like, subscribe, and share. That helps us defeat the algorithmic robots. As always, send your intel, actionable intel, and your silver linings to intel at bearindependent.com. bearindependent.com, intel at bearindependent.com. And also, if you're listening to this on the podcast, bless you. Thank you. Please do all the podcasty things, you know, the stars and the reviews, and it's the best ever. Sherry, bless you. Thank you. And Patreon is where you find this report. That's where you get it from. bearindependent.com. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Patreon, and then look for Bear Independent on Patreon. And we just started, Patreon came out with a yearly membership, so if you want to get 2 months for free, you can do that now at Patreon. It boils down to you get 2 months for free. At any level, the $1 level, the $5 level, the $10 level, whatever you prefer. I saw that comment, Mark Chase. I saw that comment. So you can check us out on Patreon if you want to go month to month. That's awesome. If you'd like to save a couple of bucks, you can sign up for the yearly subscription, and then it's done. It's one and done, man. So thank you, Tyler W. Yes, 100K by Labor Day. Can we do it? Intel report. China launched 2 medium-range missiles into the South China Sea Wednesday morning, reportedly to send a warning to the United States after a U-2 spy plane allegedly entered a no-fly zone off of China's coast. I'm not saying we don't still fly a U-2 spy plane. I'm just saying that seems like a pretty weak reasoning right there. Because those missiles would not have reached a U-2 spy plane. That's not what they're for. It was just a show of force. And, I mean, yes, yeah, I'm not saying we don't still fly the U-2, but we fly lots of things that China would have no idea was there in the first place. So, Whiskey Alpha Romeo. You knew it was coming. There it is. Whiskey Alpha Romeo. This is a war indicator. At the time of this writing, Hurricane Laura is expected to create significant damage as a Category 4 storm. Now, Laura came on land at a Cat 4. It's currently a level 2 just south of Shreveport, Louisiana, headed north-northeast. So hopefully it turns and does not cause the entire North American continent to capsize. So, yeah, unlike the island of Guam, we should be okay. So, we have people that we care about in those areas, and happy to say that one of the groups of people that we care about, the storm turned and went away from there. And they're okay, so that's great. Whoa, we got Intel staff up in here? I don't be seeing no blue ranchos. Smash the like button. Oh, hey, good morning, Intel staff. Yes, Intel staff and the Dance Monkeys are one and the same. So you should be feeding them your Intel nuggets. You should also be smashing the thumbs up button, because if you were a little tiny rhesus monkey stuck in a cold, dark cast iron cage bolted to the floor of some serial killer's basement, and you had no joy in your life whatsoever other than to eat tasty Intel nuggets and poop reports, wouldn't it be nice to get a thumbs up from some rando on the internet? It would be nice to get a thumbs up from some rando on the internet. So, thank you. Good morning, overall living. Kenosha, Wisconsin, the riots continue. 3 people have been shot, 2 have died. Projectiles and tear gas were again exchanged, and an American flag was burned in front of the protective barrier in front of the courthouse. Rioters were confronted in some areas by armed citizens aiming to prevent looting and destruction. It appeared successful from video footage. Have you seen the kid with the AR? 17-year-old kid, I believe, who shot D-Bag through the bicep. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. I'm telling you, it's gonna get there. That guy should be lucky he got shot through the bicep. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time where if they keep doing this hand that's been sitting there cocked this whole time, he got charged with murder, attempted murder, I believe, but it ain't gonna stick. First of all, he's 17. They're gonna change that. They'll say, well, yeah, but you know, his intent was this and that and the third. He didn't kill the guy. He didn't kill the guy. First degree murder, it's not gonna stick. Here's the thing. Oh, he killed 2 of them, all right. I'm talking about the guy with the bicep blown out. All right, good, he killed 2 of them. It's not gonna stick. It's not gonna stick. That's the thing with going that high on the judicial scale here. It's not gonna stick. So he'll be acquitted. Bicep guy pulled a gun on him. Thank you, Nicholas. That's what I'm saying. They had weapons as well. He was in fear for his life. He was there to protect private property. So good. Charge the kid, let it not stick, or hopefully get thrown out before they even get to that point. But you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Copy, Joshua Paul. So, update on the Bedford shooting. Per an investigation update by the Pennsylvania State Police, about 30 activists were traveling on foot and in vehicles and were reported to be in a private business parking lot. The property owners confronted the activists, the confrontation escalated, and the gunshots were exchanged between the 2 groups. The activist that was wounded in the face was hit by birdshot and has since been treated and released. There is a full update on Patreon for that. Good morning, NWA Prepper. This extremely bright background isn't really working for me. Oh, by the way, guys, I don't know if you can see this. Look, we got a new coronavirus update that a new study suggests that your gender is very important. It hits men harder than women. My question would be, what if I don't have a gender? Or what if I have multiple genders? Or what if I poop in a litter box? How does that affect, where does COVID-19 land on my intersectionality graph? Oh, I'm good then? All right, that's good to know. Okay, 2 or more eyewitness accounts, continuity of infrastructure and supply chains. Repeating. Shortages include ammo, firearms, coin, aluminum cans, home appliances, pressure-treated lumber, canning supplies, PPE, medical testing equipment, and medical ventilation-related products, select Clorox products, and select construction materials. Highly recommend that if you can, you stock up on whatever you can right now. A little bit later in the report, we're going to see a reference to 2022. I think that it's time to start settling in for the long haul. And I mean this with all love. I know there's so many people here that are brand new to preparedness. They're like, Bear, my whole worldview has changed. My whole paradigm has changed. You know, we don't know what to do. How do we get started? And I'm telling you, get started. It's better than not getting started. But if you've been doing this for a while, you need to break out of your, hopefully we're going to return to normal any day now and traverse over to things are going to be weird for a while. Phase 1 readiness. Good morning, brother. Good morning. Shaloha. Yeah, this is the new normal. We're living it. Here we are right now. So, to that end, what can you do to settle in for the long haul? We'll look at that a little bit more, but things are not the way they have been. They're not likely going to return to that. If they do return to that, it's not going to be tomorrow. We've got a whole election to get through. When you're talking November, by the time that happens, we're at the end of the year, transfer of power early next year, winter. There will very likely be another wave of the coronavirus, and then what happens, right? To say nothing of the intentional economic reset that the entire planet is going to experience. Settle in for the long haul, people. And repeating, multiple food recalls have occurred involving citrus, peaches, onions, and meat. A way to deal with this is to grow your own food as much as you can. Legal, political, and military. NPR released a report that over 550,000 mail-in ballots were rejected across the nation this primary season. This is an increase compared to the 318,000 that were rejected in 2016. Well, it is an increase, but I bet you there have been more people trying to mail stuff in this season in 2020 for obvious reasons like the Debizzle flu rather than in 2016. So yeah, that represents what, a 50% increase, more than that, 60% increase. However, there are extenuating circumstances. However, all of this is just going to be used to say that there's massive voter fraud going on both sides of the aisle. This is the argument that's going to be made. It's all about voter fraud or delegitimizing the 2020 presidential election. One horrendous theory that I've heard posited is that they, meaning the people in power in Washington, use the delegitimization of this election because of the post office and things like that to contest the vote. And if a vote is not reached by, I believe it's January, exactly, Kylie Weed, we have Nancy Pelosi for president. Y'all forbid that happens. I'm just saying, if ever there was a time to stand up, you people and many others is going, Bear, when is it time to stand up? Pelosi for president is time to stand up. When you see me take to the screen with my plate carrying rifle and say, Bear Nation, we are now the Bear Legion. It's time to go. If Nancy is standing in the Oval Office, it's time to go. Just saying, it's time to go. Societal in general. Bed Bath & Beyond is restructuring, slashing 2,800 jobs. And American Airlines will be slashing 19,000 jobs this October when federal aid protecting those jobs expires. This is, of course, an economic crisis indicator. And according to a new CDC study, 40% of U.S. adults are dealing with stress, anxiety, and mental health issues. You think? You think? I bet you it's way above 40%, but what do I know? I'm just an a-hole with a sideways iPhone. This is, of course, a civil unrest indicator because all those people that be stressing are going to need a way to relieve that. You can only lock them in their homes and tell them not to go to church, not to go to work, not to go to the gym, not to go to the movies, not to go to restaurants, not to go out to dinner, not to go out to the park, not to do all these things until they explode. Good morning, Mrs. Hunter Seeker. The majority of economists surveyed by a National Association for Business Economics say they believe the economy will no longer be in recession by 2022. But many think things will likely get worse before they get better. Now, there's 2 points to hit here. The first is these people whose job it is to know these things say that the economy will no longer be in a recession by 2022. The first thing to look at here is that means that we're already in a recession. Now, I know this. I think you know this. But if you don't, you have to actually orient on the fact that, newsflash peeps, we're in a recession. That recession is very possibly going to become a depression. A real depression. The kind of depression, for example, where grandma, literally, this is a grandma story, ate black-eyed peas for 90 days. Just black-eyed peas. Occasionally they had a cake of cornbread with it. For 90 days, because that's what they had to eat. They did not die because they ate black-eyed peas, breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 90 days. How spoiled are we that even as I sit here thinking about that, I go, man, that must have sucked. You know what they said? About 3, Tyler. You know what they said? Praise God we had black-eyed peas to eat. Okay? Adjust your mindset. Adjust your OODA loop. Okay? So, the first point is, we're already in a recession. Noted. Do it. Onboard it. Okay? Yes, we know it here. Know it here and start acting like it here in your hands. Knowing it in your brain and then moving that into your heart so that you can act on conviction and then moving it out of your head, from your heart to your hands so that you can actually do something about it is what really matters. The next is many think things will likely get worse before they get better. We have been saying this for a while now as well. Unfortunately, if we go back to our 70-30 paradigm, okay, 70%, this is a blip on the radar of life. 30%, this is something serious, game-changing. Normal, air quote, normal, everyday plan. And, oh wow, the world has legitimately gone to shit. Okay, 70% normal, 30%, oh wow. Okay. We have to understand that things will likely get worse before they get better, regardless of this is a blip on the radar or things are legitimately bad. What does that mean? What does that mean? It means, again, we need to be ready for the long haul. You need to prepare long-term Preparedness. So I just want to hit a few high points here and encourage you. We have an entire free playlist here on YouTube called the Prepper Classroom. If you have questions, go watch the Prepper Classroom. It's broken out by subject, okay? It's broken out by subject. First thing, top of my list is no debt. No debt. And here's what I'm saying with the no debt thing. The reason no debt. And I know so many people are saying, yeah, but Barry, you don't understand. No, I understand. I get it. I've been where you are. Believe me, I've been where you are. If you look at the Great Depression, the people who were in debt were acted upon. They could not act. They were acted upon. Especially when that debt is your home, your vehicle. I've had people say to me, well, they're never going to come take my land. Yeah, they will. Research the Great Depression. That's exactly what they did, because when banks had vaults full of cash that were worthless, they had to have actual physical assets. So they recalled all of the collateral that was used to acquire all of this debt that was lent to people, like land, like vehicles, like tractors, like your big $1 million John Deere combine that you don't own, that John Deere owns. They will recall all of that, and they did. The banks were massive owners of farmland during the Great Depression. Of course they want your land. If your land wasn't valuable, they wouldn't have given you money against it in the first place, because it's a win-win for them. Either you give them the money back plus a whole bunch more and they make money, or you don't and they get the land, which is what has the inherent value in the first place. It's not the money that's valuable, it's the freaking land. So thinking that they're not gonna take your land if you don't pay for it during a depression is the dumbest shit ever. That's exactly what they're gonna do, because they've already done it. They've proven it over and over again. So get out of debt. Get out of as much debt as you can. And I would say debt, I would, and I'm not a financial advisor, but I would get out of the debt that is secured debt, like your house, your homestead, your vehicles, your equipment, rather than unsecured debt like student loans, so forth and so on. They're not gonna come take, if they come take your diploma, great, awesome, right? That's much different than they come take your land, they come take your house, all right? Stack food to the freaking rafters. I've gone over this 1,000 times, but I guess I need to go over it 1,000 times more. You need 750 pounds per person per year. The easiest way to do this is corn, rice, wheat, and beans. I don't care if you don't like it. Corn, rice, wheat, beans. 1,600 calories per pound. If you have 700 and average across those four different things, corn, rice, wheat, beans. If you have 750 pounds and you divide that out over 365 days, you end up with 3,277.18 calories per person per day. That's a lot of calories, Bear. It's the exact number of calories that everybody literally in the entire world agrees that you must have for a military-age male between the ages of 16 and 35 when engaged in strenuous activity to not lose mass, to maintain body weight. Now, all of us are not military-age males, but being able to feed military-age males is a good thing. They are the highest draw on your caloric storehouse. So if you prep for everybody as a military-age male, that means you end up with extra for everybody else who isn't, okay? So that's how I prep. 3,200 calories per person per day. 750 pounds per person per year gets you to 3,277.18 calories. That's what it works out to, okay? So, stack your food to the rafters. Another way to do this is the 7 meals plan. And I highly recommend that you do the 7 meals plan. Come up with 7 meals that essentially are you opening cans and dumping the contents of that can into a pot to heat up. A good example of this is chicken chili. We do a white chicken chili. Canned chicken, chili beans, a packet of chili seasoning, some more beans, some canned tomatoes, dump it all in, heat it up to a simmer, turn it off. Spoon that over your rice, or eat that with some cornbread that you ground out of the corn in your buckets, or with some yeast rolls that you made with the wheat that you had in buckets, or whatever, okay? That's a very easy meal. Dump it in a pot, heat it up. Another one that we do is spaghetti and meat sauce. 2 pounds of spaghetti, 1 big jar of sauce, boil the noodles, dump the sauce on top, boom, it's done. The way that you purchase this is you wait for stuff to go on sale, which right now isn't happening, but to the extent that you can, if you see jars of spaghetti sauce are usually $2 a jar, we'll just say, and they go on sale for $1 a jar. Buy 52 of them because you need 1 for each week. You have 7 meals that way. That way you're engaging in volume buying when things are on sale. Buy as many cans of as many things targeted as you can. Then you have 7 meals laid out. If you have your 7 meals plan and your food in buckets, you have a 1.5-year-ish of food without ever having to go to the store. Praise the Father. Why is that important? Because when the system fails and the trucks are no longer coming to the store, the delivery trucks are no longer coming down your road, you have food. That puts you in a position of strength. That means that you can act, not be acted upon. Water, very quickly, water. I don't care who tells you what. You need far more than 1 gallon of water per person per day. You need 1 ounce of water for every 2 pounds of body weight. A 200-pound male needs 100 ounces of water, which is roughly 3 liters of water. And if you're not getting all of this, you can come back and rewatch it later, or go to the prepper classroom, or get the prepper notebook out of our store, okay? All of this is in the prepper classroom, which is free on YouTube, and all of this is in the prepper notebook, which you can pay money for in our store at bearindependent.com. Water is minimum 3 gallons per person per day, or 1 ounce of water for every 2 pounds of body weight. 100-pound male will use approximately 3 liters per day. When engaged in strenuous activity, and survival is strenuous, you can easily double that. Now you're at 6 liters per day. So if you only had 1 gallon, you're already over 2 liters behind the power curve. You also need to wash your dirty butthole, or you will have myriad issues. So now you need water for sanitation, and you need, drum roll please, water for cooking, which means at a minimum you should be storing 3 gallons per person per day. And you should really be thinking about 5 gallons per person per day. And I know lots of other people say lots of other things, and I don't care, because we deploy around the country with grindstone doing these things where water doesn't just come out of the faucet. And we learn, because we've deployed 14 times now in the last 1.5 years. So we've done it 14 times in the last 1.5 years. I know how much food it takes to feed large groups of people because we live it. I know how much water it takes to make sure that we can all drink and stay clean and prepare food because we live it, because we do it. I don't have to think about what I'm gonna take when I bug out, because I've done it 14 times in the last 1.5 years with 30, 60, 100 other people, okay? So that's where our numbers come from. You cannot store a year's worth of water. You should try and store a month's worth of water collection, and then you need water catchment. How do you refill your water? Rainwater catchment is my preferred method, but you need a water plan. Sanitation, where you're gonna poo. I recommend humanure. We have videos on humanure here. Composting toilets, bucket, peat moss, toilet paper, a way to wash your hands afterwards. You also need soap for your body, for your tools, for your dishes, for your clothes. And you need a way to wash all of those things. You need to figure that out now. Security comes back to people. You need people, because you and your wife and your best friend are not going to be able to stay up 24/7, 365. You're just not. What do you see with these people congregating in the streets to prevent damage from being done? This kid that just killed 2 people and wounded a 3rd. Was he there by himself? No. They had people. Can you put together that many people where you are? Not you go to them. Can you put together that many people where you are? If the answer is no, you need more people. Go meet your freaking neighbors. Start helping each other now so that you build context now that if something happens, your neighbor is comfortable standing next to you with a rifle. And there's a lot that goes into that. A lot that goes into that, okay? And then you get into things like commo and so forth and so on. Again, all of this is to say, this is all in the prepper classroom. This is just a brief primer on these things, but I'm telling you, get ready for the long haul and quit talking about it and start being about it, because if this thing goes long and it goes hot, and we're looking at, yeah, we need to be more or less self-sufficient until 2022, you want to be able to act, not be acted upon. What did we talk about yesterday? Good men commit atrocities. And they commit atrocities because they didn't take the time now to not have to be dependent upon the system then. And the idea the idea that their children starve to death is appalling. And it's more appalling than them committing atrocities on behalf of the patch on their shoulder or the flag that they're waving so that they can get paid or at least get food so that their children don't starve to death. You need to be able to act, not be acted upon. That's why we do this every day. That's why we bring actionable intelligence. That's the whole point of the Bear Daily Brief. Single accounts, insider intel, and miscellaneous. You know what? Yeah, we gotta make more coffee. And I gotta pee. So we'll start the coffee. I'll let y'all watch the news for a minute over here, whatever the hell this is on the television. And then we'll pee. I'll pee. You don't need to be involved in that. Bippity boppity boo. Ducks! Bless you, ducks. You got all your ducks in a row this morning? Be gone, K-Cup. If I only had a brain. Brew, sucker. All right. Here you go. You can sit on my bed and watch my TV. Be right back. Make coffee, this slow dumb thing. Get off my bed. Said you could be up there. Ah, you. Liberty, 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 liberty. Sounds like dropped pistola. Negative. Thank you, Hanaya Homestead. In international news, oh wait, single accounts, insider intel, and miscellaneous. Prepping supplies like mylar and canning supplies are greatly increased in price or unavailable. Get it. Do what you can. Get it. A pair of Blackhawks flew over very low, close to the treetops in Portland, Maine. That's fun. In Sweden, quote, as Swedish police continue to lose control of the situation in our major cities, the news reach us that criminal gangs in northeastern suburbs of Gothenburg have set up roadblocks, stopping and searching cars before entering their territory. Sweden is in a downward spiral of ethnic gangs taking over the city. Well, I'm not in Sweden, although that Gothenburg sound was classic in the late 90s and early 2000s. Does anybody, even listen to the Jester race anymore? However, but this is why you never allow yourself to be disarmed, man. That's a cool roadblock. Just find me a tall building. Find me a good place for Overwatch. Your roadblock is awesome until it's not. What are you talking about, Matthew Goes? I don't know what you're talking about at all. Huh? What are you talking about? Now I got that song stuck in my head. Ba-da-da-da. All right. So yeah, project force. Let them feel the weight of you. Cute roadblock, bro. We do have Vester Dylan. We would provide Overwatch and then let Vester run right through the roadblock. He would actually look like Jamshed, the RPG god, hitting the roadblock. Just, yes. Call JG Wentworth, 877 cash now. I have an annuity and I need cash now. Call JG Wentworth, 877 cash now. That's right. Yes, we do have Vester Dylan. But for real though, let them feel the weight of you. And if the weight of you is insufficient, then shame on you, because you should have been doing the things now. Just got done telling you, you should meet your neighbors. You should know your neighbors, and your neighbors should be comfortable standing shoulder to shoulder with you. Okay? In international news, the Beijing-backed newspaper Global Times described China's recent series of coastal drills as, quote, a direct and strong response to the recent negative moves by Taiwan secessionists and the United States. A direct and strong response to the recent negative moves by Taiwan secessionists and the United States. Whiskey Alpha Romeo. Which, by the way, just saying, if you want that shirt or any other shirts, literally right down here underneath this video is, you can go to Teespring and get all the things then. Why do I not have coffee? You know, this coffee pot thinks it's so smart, but it sure as hell didn't walk over here and put that cup in my hand. You know what I mean? Spoiled. BRB. I have an annuity and I need cash now. Call JG Wentworth, 877 cash now. Also, I just want to show you who won the Asshole of the Day award. Can y'all see through this? Look how this guy's parked. Look at this. Can you see that? Look at that right there. Good job, buddy. Asshole of the Day award. Good morning, Phelps. Did you feed the hamsters? I'm a baritone. Ha 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 ha. Actionable. Local bakeries and ice cream shops are a great place to get heart disease and diabetes. Good morning, Yankee Watchdog. You might also be able to find food-grade 5-gallon buckets there. You can buy bulk popcorn and pop it and pretend you have your own movie theater, since we're not allowed to go there anymore because #tyranny. Or you could store it, grind it for emergency food, and plant it. You should check your hand sanitizers. You should not drink or snort or do anything else with your hand sanitizers. Don't smoke them, none of that, okay? The FDA continues to issue warnings about various hand sanitizers containing dangerous and lethal alcohols. You should be in communication with your neighbors. Remember that, there's that word again, neighbors. And sheriff's department, and be prepared as a group for civil unrest. I don't know, Sarah, maybe you were correct. Well, he's in the lead for right now. I mean, honestly, who's making hand sanitizer? Let's just get jugs of Tito's and party. Like, this world's going to hell in a handbasket anyway. Let's just... Right? Andrew, don't smoke the hand sanitizer. I've got Sakote. NWA Prepper, bless you. I've got Sakote coming up. I'm going to be partying in the woods anyway. Yeah, we should start our own distillery and just say, no, officer, we're just making hand sanitizer. Like, you seem to drink an awful lot of it. We're not that smart. You want some? Why is it brown? We're bad at sanitation? You seem to be storing your hand sanitizer in charred oak barrels. That's all we had. Okay, yeah, I'll have some. All right, cool. Come on over. Sit next to the fire with us. In my mind, I have about 97 other businesses that we just haven't started yet. So, just letting you know. Reach out and socially support others, including children and the elderly. If you cannot acquire a freezer for meat, remember that pressure canning, pickling, and freeze drying are options. Also consider looking on alternative markets like Book of Face and List of Craigs for individual sellers of freezers. Alternative food resources include eating Asian people, eating Amish people, eating restaurateurs, and eating your local farmers if things get really bad. But before you do that, before you eat them actually, you should go see the Asians at the Asian supply stores and then get some of their rice. Do they have other things? Wow, I am the most insensitive racist ever. Okie, help. What else is at the Asian supply store? Soy sauce? Ginger. Go there and get ginger. The Amish people, they probably have potatoes? Question mark? I don't know. Corn. Yum sauce. They have yum sauce. Good. Restaurant supply stores and local farmers. And you should form groups to buy direct and process live. I like when people say process. Like Canuck would probably say process. Gonna buy a whole cow and process it, you know? Make truck fuel. That's exactly right. Great pies. The Amish people do have great pies. But we need to make sure that crust is made with vegetable shortening, not lard, because I don't want any like boiled down pig in my pie. That's gross. Dude, I've tried to grow tobacco. It has not worked. Although, since I now live in the Pacific Northwestern corner of eastern Oklahoma, why not? Might work now. You say a boot? That's not what you're a boot? I say not a boot. Awesome. If you need medical supplies, of course, you know you can check out bearindependent.com, the store there. You can also look at midwife and veterinarian supply stores. If you cannot obtain seed in your area, plant your dang pantry, yo. Dry beans, seed found inside of ripe squash and tomatoes, potatoes that have been left to sprout eyes, and so forth. And as always, stay politically vigilant and active. Oh, look. What's on the news? They're talking about vegetables, produce and pesticides, customer alerts. The system is failing. Remember that? The system is failing. If you send Bear a unicycle, you also need to send Bear a check for medical expenses, because I'm gonna fall right off that thing and probably break some bones, okay? Silver linings. One viewer is growing food, storing water, canning tomatoes, beans, putting in a third freezer, and recently got 2 floofy buns. Good job. Another viewer said, this year, we've gone to raised garden beds, built a chicken coop, and added 10 chickens. Expecting eggs any time now. Found a 55-gallon plastic drums from the local car wash for free and will use for water collection and storage. A woman was offered a coronavirus relief check through her tribe association, signed up, and used it to stack it to the rafters. In 1 week's time, they have more than 6 months worth of beans, corn, and wheat. Good job. Her husband started his own business after being laid off in the pandemic. It's slow going, but the customers have been pleased so far. Awesome. One man has started reading the Bible, and though he lost a lot due to COVID-19, he says, quote, "I am blessed that the family I have built values me over possessions, and we are debt-free with ample savings to weather the storm. We have food for a season or so, and I know how to defend ourselves. All of these blessings are not mine to claim, but the Most High guiding me even when I was lost." End quote. I love it, brother. Thank you. Notes. Y'all can find each other at preppersonly.com. Oh, wait, that doesn't exist. You should go to the forums at bearindependent.com. Bear, what about American contingency? I have no idea. Still haven't heard back from those people. But it's such a good idea that we had it 2 years ago. You can find the forums at bearindependent.com. You can find swag and gear at the store at bearindependent.com as well. Please check out Veterans for Child Rescue. These are hardcore people doing hardcore good for trafficked kids. And you can find them at vets4childrescue.org. And also check out their full-length documentary, contralandmovie.com. And keep them in your prayers, because this type of work is no joke, a absolute spiritual battle all day, every day. You can support Grindstone Ministries, which is our ministry, our charitable organization, by visiting grindstoneministries.com, and you can donate there if you like. And you can also sign up for our email newsletter that is not spammy, and we don't sell your info to anybody, none of that bull crap. I think it comes out like once every 3 weeks, once every month we send an email from there. And if you want to deploy with Grindstone, that's exactly how you do it. All of our deployment announcements are sent through the email newsletter. So, thank you, Haunted. 421 people have thumbs this up, and there's 995 people here. Sanctified Supply Co., disastercoffee.com, and the Amendment Number 1 Preparedness.com are all huge supporters of Grindstone Ministries. And so please drink a cup of coffee with disastercoffee.com, get dressed with Sanctified Supply Co., and get prepared with Amendment 1 Preparedness.com. They are awesome. They have been supporting us for a long time, but the biggest supporter for the longest time on this show is AdventureFrontier.com. AdventureFrontier.com is run by awesome people who are doing awesome things, trying to help people like y'all. And you can get your armor there. They have Spartan armor, amongst many other things, but they do have Spartan armor. They've got the 3, the 3+, the level 4 multi-hit ceramic, steel plates, anti-spall coating, single curve, triple curve, side plates, trauma pads, MOPSIs, Ranger carriers, this, that, and the blah, blah, blahs. They got all those things. They have IFAKs, individual first aid kits, including the best on the effing market, Bare Fac and Bare Minimum. And many others as well, but bro, I'm just saying, legitimately the best news ever. Now, and of course, Floofy Bun Buns. Not quite plate carriers for Floofy Bun Buns yet, but Floofy Bun Buns. So, AdventureFrontier.com, armor, check. IFAKs, check. Fluffy Bunnies, check. Bethany House is trying to raise money. TheDemandProject.org, $25 a month times 300 of us is how we get 6 girls rehabilitated through that program. And so, strongly encourage you to please visit TheDemandProject.org, TheDemandProject.org, and share around everything that they're doing. They are legitimately the only organization that I know of in North America that is actively trying to rehabilitate victims of human trafficking and sex crimes. Why is this so important? I asked Craig Sawyer from Vets for Child Rescue point blank, where do the kids go after you rescue them? usually to orphanages or back into the foster care system. Where are children being sold from as product? Orphanages and the foster care system. Good morning, Brother Kyle. I'm glad you are okay. You're awesome. I was wearing your shirt the other day. It's now covered in bar oil and sawdust. So, why is Bethany House so important? Because there's nowhere for these kids to go in the nation. There is no safe place for them to go other than Bethany House. And so we have Bethany House #1 up and running, and we are actively looking for people to partner with so that we can build Bethany House #2, 37, 195, 832, 1,073. We need 1,000 of these, not just one. But at least right now, let's support the one that we got so that these people, so that these children can be rehabilitated and restored. Okay, so please visit thedemandproject.org. And as always, bearindependent.com is where you can find me and all of my bull crap. You can visit the store there. We legitimately have the best IFACs on the market. Period. The end. Designed, not divined. That would be weird. Designed by United States military, special forces, medics, and myself, and lots of input from lots of legitimate operators. Guaranteed forever, handmade, made in America. Fulfillment times are within what is stated on the website right now, but yeah, they're long. It's taken 4 to 6 weeks. Good morning, holy, holy, holy. Thank you. It's taken 4 to 6 weeks right now. Truthfully, trending closer to 6, but we're still getting product out, which for 2 small businesses that are growing by the hand of the Most High during a global pandemic in the midst of a legitimate recession, soon to be depression, praise the Father, we're still getting product out. I love my bear fact. I was combat lifesaver, qualified in the Army twice. Nothing comes close. Thank you. Hans Herman, bless you and thank you. That's what I'm saying. People whose job it is to know about these things, every one of them, we get one of these kits in their hand and they go, hot damn, where was this thing when I needed it? This thing is awesome. It's the best effing kit on the market. And so if you would like to buy one, you can do that in the store at bearindependent.com. Remember, our mission statement is to save lives while in service to the Father's kingdom and experiencing the abundance of His provision and blessing. Militant Roots Combat Lifesaver, also confirmed badass kit. Thank you, sir. So, you can get the bare minimum and the bare fact there. You can get the adventure kit, the stomp bag. The stomp bag is $1,000 less than its nearest competitor. There's lots of people that make stomp bags. They all suck. Our stomp bag actually exceeds the military specification for the SEAL teams that designed the stomp bag in the first place. I am also CLS certified, and it is the best kit I've ever seen. Bless you, Joe. Thank you. See, that's what I mean. I was tired of Chinesian bullshit being out there. And so we made something that was not Chinesian bullshit. Our stomp bag exceeds the specifications set forth by United States Navy SEALs for what should be in a stomp bag. And it's $1,000 less than its nearest competitor. Because I want y'all to have good kits so that when the world goes upside down, you have good kits. Okay? So if you're interested in all that stuff, you can check them out at the web store at bearindependent.com. And I'm letting you know now, we will be soon. Get him, Canuck. I'm letting you know now. And by the way, thanks to all our Blue Wrenches mods. You guys are awesome. I am letting you know now that we will soon be announcing dates in the Tulsa area in October for TCCC. Tactical Combat Casualty Care. Legitimately instructed by one of the most badass instructors I've ever had the blessing to know. So, anywho, October dates for Tulsa, Oklahoma area are coming. So stay tuned for that. And of course, you can get all your patches, stickers, t-shirts, prepper notebooks, all that stuff at the store. And if you have an organization or a department or an entity or a business that would like bulk pricing, and or if you have 20 or more people, OTR driver's my job. You have no idea how many big rigs follow you. The trucking community respects and loves the briefs. No fucks, Poppy. Bless you, brother. That is awesome. Huge shout out to our OTR drivers, man. You boys and girls are awesome. So if you're listening to this and you're Peterbilt or your Kenworth or your Western Star, I always like Western Stars, but man, those Volvos are comfortable. Or your Volvo, or your Freightliner, or whatever you got, homie. Thank you for doing the things. I really, really do appreciate y'all. Stay safe. Driving is the most dangerous thing we do statistically. So, at least that's what my pastor tells me all the time. And I believe him. I'd never fact check that, but I believe him. So, anyway. TCCC is coming in October in Tulsa. You can use your health savings account, flexible spending account at the store on iFax. And we are spinning up to be able to produce 200 bare facts a week. We're not there yet. We need about 60 to 90 more days, but that's what we are spinning up to. You and I are building this business to be able to produce 200 bare facts a week because the demand is there. Praise the Father, the demand is there. And so if you have an organization or an agency or a department or a group, a business, a church, whatever, that would like bulk pricing on 10 or more kits, you can email us at sales@bearindependent, and we can discuss bulk pricing and bulk and custom contents with you. And then also, if you have 20 or more people in your agency, organization, whatever, 10 to 20, your mag, email us, sales@bearindependent.com, and we may be able to come train you. We would like to be able to come train you. We are Cleft certified in Arkansas, working on our cleat certification in Oklahoma. Should have that within the next couple of weeks, and then next place that we're headed is Texas. But if you're in the Pacific Northwest, let's do it. If you're in Tennessee, okay. Hey Bear, can you come to Western Pennsylvania? Let's talk. But if there needs to be a legitimate sized group in your area, okay? And we can chat. So with that, thank you all for being here. Let's talk to the Father. We all got a busy day. There's a hurricane plowing through our country. I got to go do the things. Y'all got to go do the things. Let's do it. Good morning, Father Yah. Father, first and foremost, everybody within the path of this storm, we just lift them up to you. Pray that your will would be done, that there would not be an egregious loss of life, that there would be miraculous provision and blessing and protection, Father, that stuff would be destroyed, but lives wouldn't, that you would make yourself manifested in this storm. Father, we see you all the time in the Word coming on the clouds. And so I ask you to be indwelt in our land today, to be near to us today, and to make your mighty hand known, that people would have an opportunity through this storm to come and know you better, and to build testimony, to restore themselves to you, and to see you at work. Father, thank you for this time, the opportunity to do this, and we ordain it to you and ask you to use it for your will. Thank you for everybody within the sound of my voice, Father. If If there's anything within the sound of my voice that's not of you, I rebuke it in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach. Command it to flee. I pray that you would fill us up with your Ruach HaKodesh, your Holy Spirit, to be indwelt in us for power and authority, for strength, for wisdom and discernment, for fortitude, Father, for perseverance, for comfort, for love and for compassion, that you would gift us with your Ruach, that you would be indwelt in us, that people would see us and see you spilling out of us. Father, whatever may come in this land, I pray that you would convict us to do your will, and that you would shine light on how to be ready for whatever the world throws at us, that you would speak to us in languages that we can understand, and that we would heed your voice and be blessed for it. Father, I lift the entire Bear Nation up to you today. I'm thankful for this. I'm thankful for my wife, my children, for my neighbors and for my friends, for our employees, for our tribe, for our mags, Father, for our community, for everybody within the sound of my voice, Father. I pray that you would use us for your will today. You would put us where you need us, and that you would equip us to do your work. And I thank you for entrusting that work to us until you come back and put this whole mess to rights. And I pray that you would just continue to walk with your broken servants as we do our best to walk with you every day. I ask these things in the mighty name of Yeshua HaMashiach. Amen. Love y'all, Bear Nation. Stay safe out there. And Shabbat Shalom. Wait a minute, it's Thursday. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Got ahead of myself. One more day of lifing and then the Sabbath. Y'all have a great day. Go be the light. Shalom.